Hello, I'm live, and we are tonight, or I am at least, you might too. We're looking at a review of, this is a review of Replicas, the 1979 album from Gary Numan. I bought this around 1981 at Woolco when they were going out of business, being replaced by Kmart. And I bought an 8-track, had an 8-track player. And it was interesting. And I said, okay. And then I bought Pleasure Principle might have been included in that purchase, but I bought mostly David Bowie albums on that big. They were having, everything was like 50 cents. All their albums, which meant 8-track cassette and vinyl. So I bought Pinups by David Bowie, Replicas, I don't remember, all kind of stuff. So I listened to it and I said, this is interesting music. People have remarked it's not really new wave music, it's more like dark wave. Gary Numan kind of like helped develop a different sound. He did kind of turn people off in the music industry because they asked him in interviews, they thought it's very rainy today. They thought that he was being smart aleck or chippy with them, but he was really just trying to be honest. He said, I was just trying to answer questions honestly. I didn't know they were supposed to, he wasn't sure how to manage an image. You know what I'm saying? Like they would say, well, what inspired you to be a musician and make a band? He said, I just wanted to raise money so I could buy an airplane and fly around the world. I always had a dream to fly around the world. And so they took that, like, you capitalist marketer, you know, what's the greater goal? And there was no greater goal. Okay. But he had a virtuoso ability, kind of like a lot of these other people we talked about on here. With pretty much no training, he could just play piano, guitar, etc., keyboards, you know, so drums. So he had some good people on this album from 1979, his second album. Big hit. Let's see. Paul Gardner, bass guitar. Jeff Lydiard, drums. Gary Numan, keyboards, guitars, vocals, producer, and mixing. Okay. It was a #1 UK album, United Kingdom album. Wasn't even in the top anything in America, but so the first song is called Me, I Disconnect From You. It's some kind of science fiction album, you know how that goes. But some of that's kind of hokey and all, but he always was into that kind of stuff, and you can kind of laugh at it, I guess. But I like the music. And one thing about Gary Numan never really got away from guitars. Like Devo, remember, they slowly disengaged from the guitar sound to this keyboard sound, and the quality, in my opinion, of each album was worse than the previous, right? Oh no, question, are we not men? Answer, we are. Devo, fantastic. I have it, album, vinyl. Duty Now for the Future is very good too, because it was kind of like they had too many songs for the first, so they just kind of made a second album. They didn't have to work too hard for that because they already had the songs backlogged. Then things you noticed started slipping with Freedom of Choice, getting more into just like their sound changing. And then New Traditionalists, with all of them had great moments. But you could see things failing. And then with Oh No, It's Devo, I didn't even buy that in '82. I said, I'm not even buying this. This is like terrible. But then Gary continued the guitar sound. Now, I wasn't able to get his albums really. Berserker, 84, The Fury, 85. And then we never saw any of the ones after that. White Noise, I have the live album. But it was like his albums never sold around here, so the record stores didn't order them. You couldn't get them. Maybe it's import. I couldn't find them. Sorry. Anyway, here's Me, I Disconnect From You. or a little bit of it. Beer Hound, how do Ron? Ruth sitting here drinking a BJ's Jeremiah Red. Cheers. Hello, Beer Hound. Over there. I watch your videos. I see you made a new one today. I think I put it on watch later. Pretty sure I did. Always do if it's something I've had. I don't watch beer reviews for a beer I've never had because I can't relate to it. But I've had so many. I usually put in watch later. There's a lot of glare. Blue Moon Pumpkin Ale. Harvest Pumpkin. All right, so we'll play little selections. You'll hear the keyboard heavy, but the guitar. Dr. John said, if I hadn't got shot in the finger, I'd still be playing the guitar. So you get a feel of that there, you see. It's about to kick in. I'm not going to play the whole song, obviously. You can go buy the album. You should buy the album.
I was waiting by the spring. I couldn't recognize my photograph. Me, I disconnect from you. I was walking out the stairs. Something moved in silence.
So you can hear he had a very thick London accent, which probably didn't appeal to a lot of Americans. So his accent was very thick, was very thick London accent. So there's no doubt of where he's from. Boy, do I wish I still had my old 45s and LPs. It's cool that you still have this stuff. I have a lot of it, don't have all of it. I should have stupidly got rid of it. And then I had a friend of mine. I don't know what's going on with him now. I know he's got very sick. Too much of this, you know. But he tells me, I sold all my records for $100. I said, why you don't contact me? I mean, you do these stupid things. He had like thousands of albums. I mean, seriously, he must have had at least 1,200. Not thousands, maybe 1,200. I mean, a lot. Crazy. Ultravox. Woo, all kind of stuff. All right. And not just one style. He was never one of these one style people. It's raining and I don't want water coming in. Obviously. I don't live in a cabana. All right. I said, I'd have given you the $100. And then he said, yeah, the guy that had that bought the albums, Katrina hit and it flooded his whole house and they were all destroyed. I said, well, that's great. Sounds groovy, Ron. Cheers. Okay, so now we'll go to the next song. I mean, believe me, this man had everything from Black Sabbath to ABBA. You go to his house, he'd be listening. Let's listen to Paranoid. Then he'd say, let's listen to ABBA's 1981 album, The Visitors, next. Which is a very good album. All right, anyway, this is Our Friends Electric. Are friends electric? Yeah, if you're friends with machines.
There's a man outside in a long coat gray hat, smoking a cigarette.
Always love that part. A man outside in a long coat, gray hat, smoking a cigarette.
And I wonder what I'm doing in a room like this. There's a knock on the door, and just for a second I thought I remember you.
I like the fuzzy guitar he brought into this. And then he does a little talk, like Elvis Presley did a little talking during the concert, like talking during the song. He does like Elvis Presley, Gary Numan version, talking during the song. And then we'll go to the next song. So 2 Dynamite songs to start the album.
So now I'm alone. I can think for myself. About little devils and esters. Things I just don't understand. After one line of life, it's like touching tongues. I don't think I'm related to you.
Well, of course, you have to have a lyric sheet because sometimes you can't even understand what he's saying. His accent is so heavy. It's like, well, that's what Americans sing. It's too some just where they sing the words. You know, like, yeah, you know, you don't know what they're saying, so you got to look it up. But he always had lyric sheets, so it was easy to understand. The words may not be easy to understand what he was saying in the songs because he had very unusual lyrics. And he always said, well, that's just what I was thinking about, you know. And so anyway, yes, I am going to watch the World Series. Alex the Beer Master. What's up, Ron? Just doing a music review. Alex, thanks for watching. Okay, now the next song is The Mach Man. There's some kind of robot people, you know. This album was sort of like Blade Runner, but then Blade Runner didn't come out for 3 more years. But it's sort of like that, you know, that kind of concept. There's a song called Down in the Park, and there's Gary Numan on the record cover looking out a window, and down there is a neon sign say The Park. All right.
I saw him done like a machine, and boss saying, please come with me, but you've been there before. I saw him rock away into the night like a nightmare on wheels, saying never again. I hear a laugh for the
Now that's an interesting song because you notice it starts off with like a little banjo piece, and then the percussion starts kicking in. And that's what really makes that song so good. The drums, and then he starts blowing in air with the fuzzy guitar and his singing, you know. So that's a very good song. Very good song. All winners so far. Now, Praying to the Aliens. I don't know why you want to pray to the aliens, but apparently he did.
There is no one to reply. Baby took you and he began to cry. Love only boys, love only boys. The perfect picture of a boy delight. I'm praying to the aliens. I'm praying to the aliens. Right out of God, and he could be anyone. A random project, do you ever think of women? They work him down into a ton of pain. Living somewhere between death and
I remember they used to try to say Gary Numan was a homosexual. He had a strange way of living a homosexual lifestyle because he had a girlfriend and he's always chasing after women and he's been married for a long time. So he had a strange way of being one. He didn't act it. You say, what do you mean? I'm triggered. You're stereotyping. That's true. Blake TV says, Ronald Terrio, cheers. Cheers to you. I made a video about stereotyping once. It's still posted. Very good video too, by the way. I might add, I recommended it to myself. Hey, Alex. Oh, they're talking to each other. I'm going to watch that baseball game at 7:07 Central Time. Houston's going to win. I'm telling you, y'all better just get disappointed, baby shark. Cheers, all. Hey, Tim. All right. Now, the next song, if you don't want to pray, Praying to the Aliens is all right. It sounds like water running down a waterfall with the interesting keyboard. So I like it. I don't love it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Down in the Park is slow. It's kind of slow, but it is like famous. You know what I'm saying? So that's sort of like one of the highlights of the album, I guess you'd say. Not necessarily my favorite, but I like it. This is the 40th anniversary of Replicas, y'all. Actually, I guess Down in the Park is the song I think about the most from this album. It'll come to mind most of all. I don't know why, I just think about it a lot. The introduction of the song. So over the last 40 years, 38 years, because I bought the album in 81. I think it was 81. I think about that song a lot. I don't think about it all the time, but I think about it often. I like how the sound effects, the music sound like somebody sharpening steel on steel. Like you listen to it, sound like they're sharpening a blade.
Down in the park with a friend going fine. I was in a car crash, it was in the war, but I've never been quite the same. It's a white lies like I was there.
See, that's what I think about a lot. Like I'll say, I'll be walking somewhere and I'll think I was in a car crash. I was in a war, you know. Little white lies like I was there. So then we're going to go to You Are in My Vision.
Like it was built in one day. You can watch the humans trying to run. I'm like this right machine. I go outside if it looked the other way. You wouldn't believe the things they do.
Yeah, Craig, they want to make everybody gay. Everybody's gay. Yeah, it's Elvis Presley. He was gay. He hung out with Nick Adams. Okay, let's go to the next song now. It's time to roll. Because you are in my vision. You, the viewer, are in my vision.
Staring at the ceiling as you gyrates all around me. I'm trying to forget you, done this all before. Far too many people for a quiet night with myself. I could be anyone tonight. Focus on the feeling of detected while I'm sleeping. Sing a chorus up on Broadway and deny it all. You are in my vision, I can see my face. You are in my vision, I can be my life. You are in my vision, I can be my love. You are in my vision.
So you can hear he was rolling on that song. He was rolling on that song. And I like albums that have a lot of songs that be rolling along. Now the next song is Replicas.
It was hard to I suppose, but they you see, I never and they didn't have
Now this song's very slow, and it sounds like something. When I listen to the song, it sounds like somebody's playing Pong, like they're hitting the ball that way, and then they're hitting it that way, and then they're hitting it that way, and then they're hitting it that way. He goes this way, and the dog goes that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's going back and forth the whole time. This song will drive you kind of batty because it just goes back and forth the whole time.
so I the screen you and you.
course, I love that song, but that batting back and forth, it reminds me of that song about a fine young cannibals, you know, that song that's like something's up here and then something's over there and something's down there and something's over there and something's up here and something's over there and something's down there and something's over there and something's up here and something's over there, and it just goes on the whole song. that song, it drives me crazy, that song. All right, anyway, now the next song is It Must Have Been Years. David Etchels, thanks for watching. Alex, well, Ron, I just want to stop by. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you later, buddy. Thank you, and you're going to miss the next album review, which is coming up, but thank you anyway, Alex. All right, so the next song tonight. Hear a lot of sirens tonight. It's raining, so people say, let's go driving around. It's raining, and I'll make sure I'm looking at my cell phone the whole time I drive. Okay. It must have been years since I heard this song. It must have been years. It must have been years. It must have been years. You want to relive all my memories. You made it Saturday. Maybe it was my right. I wanted to remember my all these days. The biggest one is that cigars. Just a bad knit and you want to know about my river and the way that I live. Okay, it must have been years. It's a pretty good song. It's not the best, you know. It's all right. It's all right. This album is very good. I'll say this album is excellent. 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, now as I rated on Rock and Roll Club, It Must Have Been Years. Now, When the Machines Rock is the next one. You know, machines can rock. I did not know you had a wild bad boy side, Ronald. Oh yeah, what a weird World Series, eh, Ron? That's to say the least. That's a little musical interlude, you know, instrumental. Kind of reminds me of what's that David Bowie song? Instrumental from he played it on that album Stage in 1978. Sounded very good. It's not Sound and Vision. I'm thinking blue, blue, electric blue, color of my eyes, Sound and Vision. No, it's heck. I'll think of it naturally when I go off there. All right, now the last song is I Nearly Married a Human. And then later on, he actually did marry a human. All right. a woman human. In a way, this might be the best piece on the album. It really might be the best song on the album. I'm telling you right now. So this song is like you just be sitting in your house thinking, you know, you're just laying on your bed and you're thinking. You just be thinking, you know, thinking about things and yet not thinking about anything at all. And then your mama comes in and says, you know, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? It's like, Mom, nothing's wrong. Just think. And it's like, Mom, give me a Pepsi. And she doesn't want to get you a Pepsi. And you say, Mom, I just want a Pepsi. You're on drugs. And you say, I'm not on drugs. I'm not on drugs. I just want a Pepsi. And then it turns into some big drama. But you really just wanted a Pepsi. But she thought it was something wrong because you were listening to this. Now, Gary had so many songs that he couldn't even fit them on the album, so he had a lot of leftover songs. And here's some of the leftover songs that I added on this. I have it. I have this CD, this later on CD. I should have a light on, huh? But this music is dark, so I should be in the dark. Here's some of the songs that weren't put on the album, like We Have a Technical. That's a great song. We Have a Technical, if you want to be techno. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but here's an example. We Have a Techno. Believe me. Believe you me. Believe me you. And then I'm gonna play We Are So Fragile. And then I'm gonna go on to the next album review in a little bit. Okay, I'm waiting.
We have a random on the west side, personality malfunction. He said, I can't give you anything at all, just a room with the bad view of you. He said, directed to a downstairs.
I like that. Police report. We have a random on the west side. Personality dysfunction. And then just going on and on. Boy, it's the bomb. Now, the next song is We Are So Fragile. Not on the album, but it's on this CD. If you buy this CD, you should buy this CD.
We are so fragile. Advertising lines that are whiter than yours. We are so fragile. They could give us a war just to keep us immune. We are so fragile. I just stay here inside and say it's all being done. We are so fragile. And I never try to leave it up to you.
Now, some of y'all notice he takes some of those riffs and he uses them in other songs. Like that riff there, you heard he used it in a later album. Nice Suicidal Tendencies reference, says Craig. Suicidal Tendencies? For what do you speak of? What are you referring to? Ever heard of the band Ween Run? That's some crazy but good stuff that I think you like. I never heard of it, but I'd probably listen to it. All right, now I got to get off the air because I'm coming right back in 5 minutes or less. And I'm doing another exciting album review. Y'all want me to do another album review? What's going on? Have World War III out there? Y'all want another album review? Anyone? Anyone? Want another album review? Anyone? Anyone? It's going to be wild. It may be too much for you. You know what I'm saying? This album review ain't going to be like Gary and all like kind of quasi-legitimate. This is going to be too much craziness. I don't know if you can handle it. You might not be able to handle it. You might report me. You know what I'm saying? All right. Get ready because we're going to another album review, and this one is not going to be anything nice. Subject Zero says do it. I'll do it, but it ain't going to be anything nice. It's kind of nice.